Not that there's anything really to it. But good morning and welcome to Miss Walker's story time this morning. We are going to be reading some more chapters in Junie B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. Be sure when you come in that you mute your mics so that we can't hear necessarily what's happening at home, just so that noise doesn't show up on our recording is all. So I'm going to switch screens, guys, so that you can see the book. And hopefully here in a second, there we go. Now, all right, so we are starting Junie B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. We are on chapter 7. When we pick up in chapter 7, Junie B. Jones is not having such a good experience at school, and she has hidden. Instead of getting on the bus to ride home, she has hidden from everybody, okay? She stayed at school in her classroom and hidden from the teacher. So here we go, chapter 7, Peeky Holes and Spying. After a while, I started to get a little bit thirsty. That's what happens when chalk sprinkles get in your throat. I would like a drink of water, I think I said. Then I put my hands on my hips. Yeah, only what if somebody sees you at the water fountain? Then they might call the stupid smelly bus to come get you. So you better not go. I stamped my foot. Yeah, only I have to go because there's dumb chalk in my throat. Then all of a sudden, I had a great idea. I pulled a chair over to the door and peeked out the window at the top. I'm a good peeker. One time, I peeked right into Grandma Miller's mouth while he was sleeping, and I saw the dangly thing that hangs in the back. I didn't touch it, though, because I didn't have a little stick or anything. That's why. Anyway, I didn't see anybody in the hall, so when I opened the door a crack, I sniffed because when you sniff, you can smell if there's people around. I learned sniffing from my dog Tickle. Dogs can smell everything. People can mostly smell big smells like stink and flowers and dinner. Nope, I don't smell anyone, I said. Then I ran to the water fountain and I drank for a long time, and nobody tapped me and said, "Hurry up, girl." After that, I stood on my tippy toes and my tippy toed the media spinner because I love that place. Remember, the media center is kind of like a fort. There are shelves like walls, and there are books are all sort of like bricks, and move them around and make peeky holes. Peeky holes are what you spy out of. Then, if you see somebody coming, you can make your breath very quiet and they won't find you. I spied for a long time and nobody came. The only person in the media center was just me and some fish. The fish were in a big glass tank. I waved at them in there. Then I stirred them with a pencil. I love fish very much. I eat them for dinner with coleslaw. Just then, I saw my favorite thing in the whole world. It was an electric pencil sharpener, and it was sitting right on the librarian's desk. "Hey," I said, excited, "I think I know how to work that thing." I looked in the desk drawer, and guess what? There were lots of brand new pencils in there. So I sharpened them. It was funner than anything because the electric sharpener makes this noise. You can make the pencils teeny if you want, and you just keep pushing them into the little hole, and they keep getting teenier and teenier. It doesn't work on crayons, though. I tried a red one, and the pencil sharpener slowed way down, and it made this sound. After that, it didn't go anymore. Just then, I heard a noise. It was walking feet, and it made me scared inside because I don't want anyone to find me. That's why. So I squatted way down and looked through the peeky hole. Then I saw a man with a trash can. He was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's a song I know. It's from my favorite movie, which is called The Wizard of Oz. The man with the can can't see me. He walked down the hall. Then I heard him go outside. I stayed squatted down a long time, but he never came back. Whew, that was a close one, I said. And so I ran to a better place to hide. All right, guys, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you think she's being so wise about what she's up to? Do you think she's being so wise about what she's up to? No, right? Because should we be hiding from grown-ups in the school? No. All right. So back to our story. Chapter 8, The Dangerous Nurse's Office. Guess where I ran to? Straight into the nurse's office, of course, because there's those little plaid blankets to hide under. There's other neat stuff there too, like a scale to weigh yourself on, and a sign with a giant E and those other letters. The nurse uses the sign to test your eyes. She points to the letters, and you have to yell out their names. You have to yell out E the loudest. That's how come it's so big. I guess what else I saw in the nurse's office? Band aids. That's what. I love those guys. They were on top of the desk, so I opened the lid and sniffed them. I said, because band aids smelled just like a brand new beach ball. Then I dumped them out. They were the most prettiest band aids I'd ever saw. They were red and blue and green and also yellow, which is the color I hate. They were different shapes too. There were squares and circles, and some were very long kind, others, which are called triangles, I think. I put the green circle on my knee. That's where I fell down on the sidewalk last week. It's mostly all better now, but if I press it really hard with my thumb, I can still make it hurt. After that, I put a blue tangle on my finger. That's where I got a splinter from the picnic table. Mother pulled it out with tweezers, but there's still some table in there, I think. Also, I put a red square on my arm where Tickle scratched me because I got him all wound up. Just then, I saw the purple's nurse's purple sweater. It was hanging on her chair. I put it on. Now I'm the nurse, I said, and I sat down and pretended to call the hospital. Hello, hospital. It's me, the nurse. I need some more band aids, some aspirins, and some cherry cough drops. Only not the kind that make your mouth feel freezy. I need some lollipops for when kids get needles. I also need a little stick or something in case I have to touch the dangly thing that hangs down in your throat. Then I pretended to call room 9. Hello, Mrs. Can you please send Jim to the office? I have to give him a shot. Just then I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. They were near the door, and they were crutches. Crutches are for when you break your leg, when the doctor puts a big white cast with your piggies sticking out. You can't walk on it, and she gives you crutches to swing yourself. I ran over and picked them up, and then I put them under my arms, only they were way too long for me, and I didn't swing good. Look how way too long they are. Junie B. Jones is certainly finding trouble in the nurse's office, isn't she? And so then I got another idea. I carried them to the nurse's chair and I climbed up there so I was real tall. And the crutches under my arms and they lifted, fitted just right. After that, I stood on the edge of the chair and leaned forward very slow, except a terrible thing happened. The chair was on wheels and it rolled away from my feet and I got stuck on the crutches way up high in the air. I was just dangling there. Hey, I yelled, get me down from here. I wiggled around and one of the crutches slipped and I came crashing down. I banged my head on the desk. Ow! 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 Then I picked up the phone and said again and I quit this stupid job, I said. And then I ran out very fast because the nurse's office is a very dangerous place and crutches aren't my favorite thing. Chapter 9. Zoomy Speedy Fast. I like running inside the school. It's funner than running inside your house. In the school, you can zoom with your arms out like a jet plane and you won't knock over furniture. And also, the head doesn't get broken off your mother's bird statue, which used to be a blue jay, I think. I zoomed straight towards the cafeteria because there's lots of tables to hide under. Only when I tried to open the door, it was locked up. So then I ran across the hall. Only that stupid door was locked too. Hey, who did all this dumb locking? I asked. Then I started jiggling up and down because I'm having a bit of a problem. That's why. It's the kind of problem it's personal. It's about potty. So all of a sudden, I ran down the hall speedy quick, right to the girls' bathroom. And guess what? When I got there, the stupid door wouldn't open either. So I kicked it, hanged on the handle because I weigh 37. Open up, I mean it, I yelled, but the door kept staying shut. It's an emergency, I shouted. Then all of a sudden, I remembered the boy that I can beat up because he had a too, and he got to go to the boys' bathroom. So I zoomed across the boy hall and pulled on the boys' bathroom door. That dumb thing was locked too. Stupid, stupid doors, I hollered. After that, I started to jiggle up and down very fast. Oh no, I'm going to have an accident on my skirt that looks like velvet. Only just then I remembered something else about emergencies. Mom had told me what to do if I ever needed help. It's call. Its name is call. And its name is call 911. So I ran back to the dangerous nurse's office because that's where the phone was, of course. And I picked it up and I pushed 9 and then 1 and then 1. Help! This is an emergency, I yelled. All the doors are locked in this place and I am going to have a terrible accident. I heard a voice on the other hand, and she said for me to calm down. Yeah, only I can't because I'm in big trouble and I'm all by myself and I need help real bad. Then the lady said to call down again, except I couldn't stand still, so I just hung up and ran out of there. I just kept running and running till I got the big doors at the end of the hall. And then I runned outside because maybe there was a little toilet or something out there, except I didn't see one. All I could hear was sirens, loud sirens all over the place, and they kept coming closer and closer. And then a big fire truck came zooming right around the corner, and a white police car, and a red ambulance. And guess what else? They turned right into the school parking lot. So I stopped jiggling for a second and I sniffed the air, only I couldn't smell smoke. Then I heard a grouchy voice. Hey, hold it, Missy, it yelled. I was very scared inside because Missy's my name when I'm in trouble. I turned around. It was the man with the can. He came running at me. Hold it right there, he hollered again. Then I started to cry. Yeah, only that's the trouble. I can't hold it, I said. I've already held it all I can, and now I'm having an emergency. And all the bathrooms are locked, and now I'm going to have a terrible accident very quick. The man in the can didn't look so grouchy anymore. Well, why didn't you say so, sis? He said. He pulled out a big bunch of keys out of his pocket. He grabbed my hand, and then he zoomed me back into the school speedy fast. Chapter 10. Me and Grace. Me and that Grace. The man with the can unlocked the girls' bathroom for me, and I ran right in there. And guess what? I made it. That's what. I didn't have an accident on my skirt that looks like velvet. Whew, that was a close one, I said. I washed my hands at the sink. I looked in the mirror. The gold star was still on my forehead. I looked very beautiful there. After that, I went in the hall, and the man with the can bent down next to me. Everything okay, sis? He said. I nodded my head. I held it, I said happily. Then all of a sudden, there were lots of people running at us. There were firemen and policemen and a tall lady rolling a bed on wheels. Hey, I said to the man with the can, what happened? Did somebody get run over here or something? Then I saw Mrs. and Principal and Mother, and they were running at us too. And Mother bent down and hugged me tight. After that, everyone started talking all at once, and nobody was using their quiet voices, and nobody was smiling either. I think she's in trouble. Principal started asking questions. Mostly they were questions about hiding in the closet. I'm a good hider, I told him. The principal acted a bit more grumpy. He said I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. When you go to school, you have to follow the rules, he said. What would happen if every boy and girl hid in supply closet after school? It would be very squishy in there, I said. This made him frown, eyes frowny. But we wouldn't know where anyone was, would we? He said, yes. We would all be in the supply closet. Then the principal looked up at the ceiling, and I looked up too, except I didn't see anything. After that, Mother looked at my band aids. Did you hurt yourself? She asked. Then I told her all about the dangerous nurse's office, and I showed her the nurse's purple sweater, and she made me give it back. After that, everybody started leaving, the fireman and the policeman and the tall lady with the bed. Then finally, my mother got to take me home. And guess what? I didn't have to ride on the stupid smelly bus, except the car wasn't fun because Mother was grouchy at me. I'm sorry the bus wasn't fun for you, Junie B, she said. But what you did was very, very wrong. Didn't you see all the commotion you called? You had a lot of people very scared. Yes, but I didn't want chocolate milk poured on my head. I explained to her. That's not going to happen, growled my mother. You can't suddenly decide for yourself not to ride the bus. Hundreds of kids ride the bus every day, and if they can do it, you can do it too. Then my eyes got wet again. Yeah, but there's meanies on that thing, I said sniffly. My mother stopped being grouchy. What if you had a friend to ride with? She said. Your teacher told me there's a girl in your class who'll be riding the bus tomorrow for the first time. Maybe you could sit together. Would you like that? I made my shoulders go up and down. Her name is Grace, said Mother. Grace, I said, hey, I know that Grace. I learned her today. When we got home, Mother called that Grace's mother, and they talked. And then me and Grace talked too. I said hi, and she said hi. She said she would sit with me. So tomorrow I get to take my little red purse on the bus and I get to put it in the seat next to me so nobody will sit there. Nobody except for Grace, of course. And then she said she might get to be buddies and we can hold hands just like me and Lucille. I would like that, I think. But guess what else? Tomorrow I think I might like yellow a little bit too. So, in the end, Judy B. Jones got found and all was well. But she did make some mistakes, didn't she? So that concludes that book. And tomorrow we will begin a Mercy Watson book. I'm going to get one of those from the library to read to you guys. So I hope you will join me again tomorrow.